First wave of feminism was a period of feminist activity and thought that occurred within the time period of the 19th and early 20th century throughout the world. The political origins of the feminism came from the French Revolution. The first wave of feminism was mainly focused on women gaining civil rights, including the right to vote, equal access to education and healthcare, and the right to enter and practice in the professions, that is, the right to enter and shape the public sphere. At that time, in the middle 19th century, dance was ready for revolution. Isadora Duncan was an American pioneer of dance and is an important figure in both the arts and history. Known as the mother of modern dance, Isadora Duncan was a self-styled revolutionary whose influence spread from America to Europe and Russia, creating sensation everywhere she performed. Duncan began choreography for the female body at the time womanhood was not celebrated in a free and liberating fashion. She aimed to ban the female body of previous restriction by stripping them of corsets and removing their shoes, allowing the female body to no longer be prohibited by societal norms and restrictions, and beginning a celebration of the female persona and all its perspectives. Duncan's overall goal was to eliminate the contoured vision of the female body, eliminating prior restrictions and stereotypes and allowing it to develop a newly established sense of freedom.
On January 22, 1973, the U.S. Supreme Court handed down its landmark decision in the case of Roe v. Wade, which recognized that the constitutional right to privacy extends to the woman's right to make her own personal medical decisions, including the decision to have an abortion without interference from representatives. In more than 40 years following that landmark ruling, in decisions including Casey versus Planned Parenthood of Southeastern Pennsylvania, the Supreme Court has never wavered from this principle. Therefore, a state may not ban abortion prior to viability. In 1965, illegal abortions made up 1/6 of all pregnancy and childbirth-related deaths. But now that abortion is legal, it has become one of the safest medical procedures in the United States. Moreover, because it's legal, women who decide to have an abortion can receive support throughout the process from medical professionals. But this act and movement took so much hard work from women across the world, including the United States. Women can more or less freely decide whether to do an abortion or not. Martha Graham is recognized as one of the greatest artists of the 20th century. She created a movement language based upon the expressive capacity of the human body. During the time when women were fighting the right for the control of their own bodies, she used her body to express how she felt as a woman in both small and large moments of daily life. The American experience, much of Graham's work focuses on women throughout history, as well as American ideas of industry and innovation. Most of her choreographies were about the pain women were going throughout of her time. She choreographed dances like Liberation of Angel, Seraphic Dialogue, and Acts of Light. She was a feminist that believed in women and their rights. It is one thing to upgrade the image of heroines in Victorian novels, and quite another to adjust your opinion of unelaborate housewives, Bible-quoting ministers, and conservative Republican lawing against the Equal Rights Amendment. Martha Graham tried to show that within her movements and dances.
The issue that was targeted the second wave of feminism was abortion and pills. It broadened the debate to a wide range of issues: sexuality, family, and workplace. In 1960, the Food and Drug Administration approved the combined oral pill, which was made available in 1961. This made it easier for women to have careers without having to leave due to the unexpectedly becoming pregnant. Women saw the pill as an opportunity to plan their families and have more opportunities in their lives. During the second wave of feminism, a woman was expected to follow one path: to marry in her early 20s, start a family quickly, and devote her life to homemaking. Kelsey Kirkland is one of the women who broke down barriers for women. She's an American ballerina, started her career during the second wave of feminism. In her first book, Dancing on My Grave, she describes her transformation from George Balanchine's baby ballerina to one of the most acclaimed ballerinas in her generation. And her next book, Shape of Love, tells how she dedicated herself to recovery and tells her dance students how she made an amazing career comeback after a battle with drug addiction. She had an inspirational role for women who are suffering with the same problems as she had connected to body shape, drug addiction. She taught them how to fight against their fears in order to get what they really wanted.
Since 2011, Slutvak has been introduction of third-wave feminism. Slutvak is a transnational movement of protest marches calling for an end to rape culture. Slutvak was born in Toronto in January 2011 when police officer Michael Sanguinetti said that women should avoid dressing like slut in order not to be victimized. The protest was against explanation of excuses of rape based on the women's appearance. Protesters create Slutvak to show victim blaming and slut shaming. The idea was to show that if victimized women are sluts, then all women must be, since anyone can be victimized regardless what they are wearing. Protesters were trying to change the social attitudes about women's bodies and to empower women. The idea of feminism was also found in the contemporary dance culture. Many feminist choreographers shared the same concerns, such as Marie Chonner. In the late 20th century, she created some of the most provocative and controversial choreography. The audience viewed female bodies on stage. Chonner wanted the audience to see the body as a source of cultural identity, so she found the beauty of the body from the different point of view. This way she felt a connection to something very peaceful and complete. Chonard insisted that her intention was not to shock, but to shuttle classical expectation of female beauty with the reality of their body. Just as protesters of Slutvak presented their protest by their marching and appearance, Chonard showed her viewers that female bodies were their cultural identities.
Riot GRRL is a feminist movement based on hardcore punk rock, which allow women to create music and make political statements about issues like rape, sexuality, women empowerment, and other feminist issues. They also responded to the Anita Hill and Clarence Thomas court case. This movement originally began in the early 1990s in Washington, D.C. The main bands connected with the movement include Bikini Kill, Bratmobile, Hems to Betsy, and more. The Riot GRRL challenge accepted ideas about women's roles, especially in music. During the 1990s, American singer, songwriter, dancer, choreographer, actress Paula Abdul sold 7 million albums worldwide. Abdul choreographed videos for several singers, including many videos for Janet Jackson. Many of Janet's early videos were choreographed by Paula Abdul, and they can easily be identified by her theatrical style. Lots of quick but simple footwork. In 1995, Abdul released a dance workout video entitled Paula Abdul's Get Up and Dance, a fast-paced hip-hop style workout. She has danced in commercials. She also choreographed commercials for others to perform in. She appeared in a Diet Coke commercial where she danced with the man who inspired her as a child, Gene Kelly, the man who starred in such classic dance films as Singing in the Rain. Abdul choreographed many famous commercials, including the Burger King touchdown dance commercial. These commercials are part of her more recent work, airing in 2005 and 2006. Abdul starred in a movie Touched by Evil, playing a businesswoman who finds out that her boyfriend is a serial rapist. This movie educates and empowers women to speak up about the issues they have. Also, it teaches not to let men get away with sexual harassment and other forms of oppression. Riot, GRRL movement, and Paula Abdul's movie Touched by Evil encourage women to speak up about their issues and always fight for their rights.
The fourth wave of feminism is a recent development within the feminist movement. Researcher Diana Diamond defines fourth wave feminism as a movement that combines politics, psychology, and spirituality in an overarching vision of change. The fourth wave feminism is body positive, as this movement gives us access to empowering representations of bodies of different shapes, sizes, colors, and abilities. The fourth wave is also digitally driven, as it is the force that drives discourse, from hashtag activism to the digital forums that create community and foster debates. Fourth wave feminism has given us iconic leaders, including American politician Hillary Clinton, who was a nominee for President of the United States in 2016, and Malala Yousafzai, who became an advocate for girls' education at 15 years old, which resulted in the Taliban issuing a death threat against her. This resulted in one day a gunman shooting Malala when she was traveling home from school. In addition to this, the fourth wave is also an all-inclusive movement focusing on a variety of issues such as race, gender, equality, religion, LGBT rights, etc. This idea of the fourth wave of feminism can be tied into other aspects such as the world of the arts, including dance. Established in the 19th century, ballet continues to have a presence in our lives today in the 21st century. Under Armour's I Will What I Want campaign celebrates ballerina Misty Copeland's determination and accomplishments as she was told she had the wrong body for ballet. Copeland made history when she was promoted within the American Ballet Theater, becoming the first African-American ballerina as a principal dancer after being the second black soloist in the traditionally white ballet company. Misty Copeland is also the founder of Project Plie, which seeks to combine training and support of ballet students from communities previously underrepresented in American ballet companies. It helps better reflect the multicultural and ethnic diversity of our country's population. Also, the Women's March, a worldwide protest on January 21, 2017, was aimed to increase awareness of healthcare reform, protection of the natural environment, LGBT rights, racial justice, freedom of religion, and workers' rights. This is a great example of the fourth wave of feminism, as it is all-inclusive and focused on a variety of issues and not just feminism. The march had about 500,000 people in Washington, D.C., and nearly 5 million people participated worldwide. This incredible number was reached thanks to interconnectivity through social media and technology, and inclusiveness of various activist groups.